The 49ers just wrapped up day 8 of training camp right behind me. And of course, we have to start with BA watch, Brandon Aiyuk watch. What was he doing? How was he sitting? What was his demeanor? That's what we've been watching in the past. A couple of days ago, came out to practice, dapped up the coach and the general manager. We were really analyzing the nature of the dap. Was it a full dap? Was it a half dap? Was it a reluctant dap? Was it an emotional dap? Well, today, there was no dap because he didn't show up. He wasn't there. He wasn't watching practice. What does that mean? Clearly, it means that he's signing the extension right now, right? No. Clearly it means he's getting traded right now, right? I don't know what it means, but he wasn't there. So I couldn't analyze his demeanor or his clothing or what he was wearing or what he was thinking. So now I'm starting to feel like he's going to get traded again. Yesterday I thought he was going to get signed, but now he didn't get signed, so I'm thinking definitely traded. No, my real take is that I don't think anyone knows what's going to happen. I don't think Kyle knows, John knows, Brandon knows. No one knows what's going to happen. So we'll see. Wasn't there. Brock Purdy was there. And it was an interesting day for Brock because this is the kind of a day where he would throw hella picks, but he didn't. No McCaffrey out there. Still no Trent. No Aaron Banks. No Feliciano. Like, no good. They had Juszczyk, Debo, and Kittle. And no big plays, no picks. I like that. In the past, he'd throw lots of picks. He would try to do too much. Today, when the pocket broke down and no one was open, like a couple of days ago when he threw like a million picks, instead of trying to extend the play, find someone who was open, he just took the sack or scrambled. Mostly just took the sack, which I think is cool because he's going to make the excuse that when he throws picks in practice, he's learning. He's trying to see what he can get away with and test his limits. Like, all right, you did that for 2 days. You learned your limits. You can't make a lot of these throws. You're not Patrick Mahomes. You're not Josh Allen. So watch the film, internalize it, sleep on it, and don't keep doing that. Otherwise, they're just bad decisions. So today he made good decisions and was himself, which is a swell quarterback. In addition, Cam Latu fumbled. Sorry, Jordan Mason also fumbled. Pains my heart to say it. And Jake Moody missed 2 field goals. What is his... You know, it was a lot of pressure, though, because people were watching. There are fans there. I was watching. He's really good at kicking field goals when no one's watching. Really strong leg. Let's see what the coach has to say about all that.
Here's who stood out on day 8 of 49ers training camp. Keep in mind, lots of veterans had the day off. The good quarterback Brock Purdy. He didn't have the day off, and he threw 0 interceptions for the second practice in a row, which is big for Purdy, considering he threw 7 interceptions combined on Monday and Tuesday. Purdy said he was testing himself to see what he could and couldn't get away with on the field. Fair enough. Now he knows his limitations, so he shouldn't make the same mistakes again. Instead of running around and forcing passes downfield when the pocket collapses like he's Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, just take the freaking sack. Be Brock Purdy. And that's exactly what he did today. Growth. Wide receiver Deebo Samuel. He still hasn't missed a practice this offseason, which is impressive considering Christian McCaffrey takes every other day off and he's younger than Samuel. Samuel is the tone setter for the offense every day. Last year, the tone setter was Brandon Aiyuk, but he still hasn't practiced this offseason. More on him in a minute. Tight end George Kittle. He's almost 31 and he still practices like he's 24. Today, he caught 3 passes, a 10-yarder, a 15-yarder, and a 30-yarder. Which just shows you how good of a receiver Kittle still is. Too bad the 49ers treat him like a 4th option. He'd be a go-to guy on any other team. Linebacker Fred Warner. He practiced while Nick Bosa took the day off, even though Bosa is a year younger than him, which proves that Warner is the leader of this defense. He's more invested than Bosa. Wide receiver Trent Taylor. He made a diving 20-yard catch on a pass thrown by Brandon Allen. Watch Taylor make the team and catch more passes than Ricky Pearsall this season. I wish I were joking. Wide receiver Chris Conley. He beat starting cornerback Deommodore Lenoir with a dig route for a 10-yard catch during a move-the-ball period of 11-on-11 team drills. I haven't seen Deebo Samuel beat Lenoir once in camp, so this is a big accomplishment. Conley should make the 53-man roster, but probably won't because he's almost 32. Linebacker Tatum Bethune. He stripped the ball away from Cam Latu. More on him in a minute. The 49ers are excellent at scouting and developing linebackers, and Bethune seems like their next good one. The run defense. This is interesting. It was a major issue last year, and the 49ers never made an adjustment, never changed their defensive front, just kept using the wide 9, which kept getting gashed. Now the Niners have a new defensive coordinator and a new assistant head coach, and they've added some wrinkles to the defense. Today, the Niners practiced a 5-man defensive front for the first time in years. I haven't seen them use one since 2018. And unsurprisingly, it actually was effective against the run. I know. Look for the Niners to use 5-man fronts more frequently this year. And look for Javon Hargrave to flourish as a result. The best years of his career were on the Eagles in a 5-man front. You guessed it. The not so good. Wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk. He didn't watch practice from the sideline like he did 2 days ago. Maybe that means he's in the process of signing his extension or getting traded to another team. Or maybe his stomach hurt and he couldn't make it. Interpret his absence as you will. If I were him, which I'm not, I would not sign an extension with the 49ers because he can get much more money next year on another team. So wait, be patient, and ask for more than $14 million this year. And if the Niners won't give him a raise, sit out half the season. They get what they pay for. Wide receiver Ricky Pearsall. He allegedly practiced during team drills and definitely didn't catch any passes. The 49ers are being extremely cautious with Pearsall because he pulled his hamstring a few weeks ago. Fair enough. Still, he's having a quiet camp. Wide receiver Juwan Jennings. He missed his second practice in a row with an ankle injury. Kyle Shanahan said he expects Jennings to practice tomorrow. Wide receiver Jacob Cowing. He missed yet another practice with a hamstring injury, and it seems unlikely that he will return soon or make an impact this year. He's falling behind. Running back Jordan Mason. He fumbled, which means the Niners probably won't give him the ball in a real game until week 11. They don't tolerate fumbling in practice. Of course, fumbling in the Super Bowl is acceptable. I'm looking at you, Christian McCaffrey. Tight end Cam Latu. He caught 2 passes today, which is outstanding for him. But right after he made the second catch, he fumbled and the defense recovered, which is not outstanding. If getting open, catching the ball, and holding onto it were skills that didn't matter for a tight end, he'd be elite. Quarterback Joshua Dobbs. He underthrew a deep pass to Danny Gray, who was open, and almost got intercepted by Ambry Thomas, who dropped a gimme because he's Ambry Thomas. Joshua Dobbs is a great backup quarterback, except when he has to throw the ball more than 5 yards downfield. Then he's terrible. Kicker Jake Moody. He missed 2 field goals today because people were watching him and he was under pressure. He's so much better when no one can see him kick. As a courtesy, fans should turn around or simply look at the sky when he's kicking. How would you feel if people stared at you when you did your job?